Hi folks, welcome back to the channel, and today I've got another unboxing here for you guys. Something very anticipated that I've been waiting for a long damn time. Ever since I first heard about it, we have Wake in Fright, the Arrow Blu-ray. Now this came out, I believe, a month ago, I think, or like a few weeks ago, I'd say. And if you guys don't know the story behind Wake in Fright, let me tell you. Wake in Fright is a 1970 film directed by Ted Kotcheff, who also made First Blood. Is that First Blood as in Rambo? Let's check that actually, because I don't want to make any assumptions. It is, as a matter of fact. So the same guy who directed Rambo, First Blood, also directed Wake in Fright. Damn. You really could do anything back in the 70s and 80s. Anyways, Wake in Fright is one of his films. And if you don't know the story, or should I say the controversy behind Wake in Fright, when this film premiered and people went and saw it, what they saw was not only a pretty damn great psychological thriller, but actual kangaroos being shot to death on camera, unsimulated, for real. Yes, in this film, actual kangaroos die on screen. Think of it as like Cannibal Holocaust, when all those animals are getting slaughtered, or Friday the 13th, the first one with the snake getting cut in half, or I don't know, just like think of any 80s or 70s film that has animals dying in it. Chances are those were actual animal deaths, because, you know, people weren't as precarious about animal safety as they are now, you know. And now you have to put at the end of the film, if your film involves any sort of animal, you have to put at the end that no animals were harmed. Otherwise, people are going to assume animals were freaking harmed. But here, they don't have to put that warning, because, you know, animals were harmed, and they weren't ashamed to admit it. So because of that, a lot of people walked out on the film. And it became lost. As in, like, the film itself became lost media. Like, it was gone. No negatives were found. The only way you could catch this film was edited TV airings, which I assume edited out any such event of the kangaroos getting slaughtered. There was a very low quality VHS and DVD, which was the only way to watch it. And so it was lost for many years. Until the film's editor, he's here somewhere. I think it's Bill okay, so I can't seem to find the editor. Oh no. Anthony Buckley. Okay, Anthony Buckley edited this film, and he refused to let it go. So this man went on a near decades-long search to find a negative of the film to restore and put back out into the world for everyone to see, but he was having no such luck. Until in around 2004, I believe, he found an original negative of the film in a warehouse box, and the box was marked for destruction. He later found out that if he hadn't gotten to that thing first, it would have been destroyed. You know, it would have been gone, which it likely would have been the last remaining copy of Wake in Fright ever in the world. So, you know, it would have, if it was lost then, it would have been double lost then. But thankfully, it wasn't, and he found it. And I'm going to take a sip of water. Or more like a gulp of water. He found it, restored it in 2009. It came out once again, and people still walked out of it because, wow, I can't believe they actually did that. Alright, enough blabbering. I just felt like I had to give that whole exposition about this film's history, because it really is as interesting as the film itself. Stars Donald Pleasance, Gary Bond, Chips Rafferty, and Sylvia Kay. Wake in Fright. There's the spine. Here's the back. This is a limited edition. Have a drink, mate. Have a fight, mate. Have a taste of dust and sweat, mate. There's nothing else out here. Raw and brutal in its depiction of outback country drinking culture of the 1970s, Wake in Fright is an uncompromising landmark of Australian cinema from director Ted Kotcheff. John Grant, Gary Bond, Zulu, a board school teacher working in the remote outback, stops overnight in the frontier mining town of Bundinyaba on his way back to Sydney for the Christmas holidays. After he loses all his savings in a bad gambling bet, Grant finds himself marooned and swept up in the vortex of a succession of hard drinking, hard living, and crude men led by Doc, Donald Pleasant's Halloween, who threaten to make him just as crazy, drunk, and violent as they are. Ignored upon release, Wake in Fright has now been acclaimed as one of Australia's most legendary, unique, and horrifying contributions in cinema history by the likes of Martin Scorsese and Nick Cave, and is presented here in a definitive 4K restoration. Now, this is the Blu-ray, but I guess it's still technically 4K, or maybe they just copy and paste all their descriptions in each one. High definition Blu-ray presentation, original lossless mono audio, optical English subtitles, audio commentary by director Ted Kotcheff and editor Anthony Buckley, audio commentary by Peter Galvin, author of The Making of Wake in Fright, Return to the Yaba, a featurette tracking down the film's Broken Hill locations, Take in Fright, an interview with director of photography Brian West, Sounds of the Outback, a previously unreleased interview with sound editors Keith Palmer and Eddie Joseph, the cinema's great squeaky bald git, an appreciation of actor Donald Pleasance by the film historian Cami Newman, the filmmaker and the film buff, a discussion between Philip Morah and Paul Harris, You're Mad, You Bastard, an archive interview with director Ted Kotcheff, Not Quite Hollywood, an archive interview with Jack Thompson, Q&A with Ted Kotcheff from the 2009 Toronto Film Festival, which was when it was re-released, audio interview with Ted Kotcheff, conducted by Paul Harris, audio interview with composer John Scott, conducted by music historian Daniel Schwager, alternate scenes from the Outback, 2009 TV report on the discovery and restoration of Wake in Fright, Who Needs Art, a 1971 TV segment with behind-the-scenes footage, Chips Rafferty obituary by Ken G. Hall, U.S. theatrical trailer and TV spot, Foreign Visions of Local Stories, the trailer reel of Australian films held by overseas filmmakers, Image Gallery collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Jay Slater, Paul Lay, and David Michael Brown, plus archive materials, reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Jeff Marshall. So yeah, as I said, Era Video never fails to deliver. I mean, holy, you've got friggin' special features for days with any of their releases. Makes me want to get their releases for films I already own. That's how good they are. For years, I've been wanting to get the Killer Clowns from Outer Space Blu-ray that they put out years ago. I mean, I already have the 4K from a Scream Factory coming in the mail soon, but you know, I've always wanted the Blu-ray that Arrow Video put out for Killer Clowns, especially. It just always looked so good to me. The cover and the special features and the presentation of it all, it just looks so good, you know. Arrow Video is just, you know, as good as Criterion, I've said. So here's what it looks like without the plastic, pulling it out. There's the iconic clear casing that Arrow Video does. Pulling it out, we have the same little promotion that I got with my Falling Down 4K. And here's the booklet. Have a drink, mate. There's nothing else out here. Yep. Pretty much, yeah, you know, like telling behind the scenes, interviews, I assume. Really, really high quality stuff, as Arrow always does. There's the disc, and here is the original art. Here's what it looks like slid on back. This is what the original art looks like. Arrow always does that sort of thing. They give you different artwork to work with. Like, you know, if you don't like this one, try the other one, and, you know, stuff like that. Not always, but, you know, when they do, it's really cool. Putting it all back together. I'm really happy that this film finally got the recognition it deserves, because it's actually a really great film. Very sort of kind of influential in the thriller genre. I think it was Studio Canal or somebody. Some company announced that they were going to put out Manhunter, the final cut 4K restoration. Super excited for that. Manhunter's a great film. And also this one. Watch both of those. Why don't ya? Anyways, that's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.